Right, Silver Punks, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing another pour, obviously, that's why we're here. And the first job is actually to set up ready for it, and we're going to be doing pour number 8, Silver Punks, and we're going to revisit old Albert Einstein, which you've seen me do. We've done these before early on. This was pour number 4. Pour number 4, and as you can see, last time we just done a flat back, we just done a flat impression. And we got half of Albert Einstein. Well, half's no good really, is it? You want a full Einstein, we want the full brain power. So today we're going to try and do the whole thing. Now, I've never done this before. I've never done it in a cast, a 3D. I've only ever done flat back things. So we're gonna try the Flask. Now, I did buy a littler one as well, but it's not fit for purpose. It's just too small, which I got my measurements all mixed up. But we can have some fun with that. We'll try that, something else in that. But today we'll go with this one, which I've been doing my flat halfback. So we're going to set this up. We're going to try and do this in 3D and use the Flask thing to do it. So what I'll do now, I'll get going and start getting the sand in, and you can see my first attempt at it and just see how it goes basically. So I'll just crack on having a go at this, getting it all prepared. You can see that, you should be able to see that. Right, let's crack on and start getting some sand in. Got some new sand, so I have to just break it up a little bit. I've got my sieve. Sorry if that wobbles the camera a little bit, but so I'm a bit nervous about this. I've watched numerous videos online, hundreds of them if I'm honest, but it's like anything. There's only so many videos, so many books you can read. I think the best experience is to get in there and have a go yourself, learn by your own trial and error. And yeah, so I thought, right, today's the day, we'll have a go. So pour number 8, was it? I think it's number 8. Will be this, so we'll have a go. And we'll just see how it goes. Piling the sand in, I'll give it a knock down. Sorry if this bangs a bit while I do this. Oh, look at that. That's it, that's packing in nicely. Feels nice and tight. So let's have a bit of a clear down of that. So hopefully that'll give us on the other side, give us a nice surface for the first impression. So I'll just tidy up around this a little bit. Then we'll get him flipped over and we'll get old Albert in. Right. Yeah, there we go. Got a nice surface there to make the first impression. What I'm going to do is turn it around, because obviously with these flasks, that's where the pour will be going in. Now, I have seen people, once they're going together, put like a stick in like this and actually pour from above rather than through the special made opening, but I think I could try and keep it as simple as I can, and I think that's the way to go for this one. And again, it's going to be very much learning on the job, trial and error. It's like, which way up do I do it? Do I do it with a flat side like that? Do I do the flat side down like that first? I just really don't know. So as I say, it's very much a learn on the job. So I think this time I'm going to put him face down like that with a flat side up, yeah, because then the metal will pour in, it will go to the bottom of his head and then fill all up. I think that's the way to go. I mean, there's only one way to find out, isn't there, folks? So let's see, let's have a little go. Let me get a bit of powder on him. Mustn't forget that. Get some powder all over him. Right, so what I'm going to do now is attempt to push him in like that and see what happens. So here we go. I think that's how you've got to go, at least halfway. I'm just trying to pack the sand back round where it's moved. I've seen them do that on some videos. So it's packed in around him. Now I'd say that's about halfway. Looking at that, I think it's about halfway in. Just maybe slightly. There you go. Right, so now what I think I'd better do, put a bit more talc on him. There you go. With a daughter's brush, she'll be very happy. Right, I'll just give that a quick blow. Right, so there we go. There's that side done. Now I'm going to put the top of the flask on. Now, as I said in one of my past videos, I can't remember what they're all called. I think one's called the cope and the drag, I think it is, but I don't know which is which, and to be honest I don't know which is the top or bottom. I presume this is the top with the pegs, but again I'm not sure. Does it matter? I don't suppose it matters, does it really? Right, so that's on now. So what I'm going to do now, I hope you can still see because it's quite high up. What I'm going to do now is put some sand on top of there, but I think I'm going to sieve this sand into this bit now, just to start it off. Sieve some sand in, and we'll see how we go. Then I'll push it in with my hand, so I'll get the sieve and start sieving some in around him. I might obscure the view a little bit when it first starts, but yeah, as normal I'm making a right mess here. Good job the missus is out. There we go. And once I've got a layer around him, I'll go back and start pushing it in by hand. I just want to get some fine. Everyone I see, most people, not everybody, but lots of them do this. Sieve the sand around them. Yep, but they don't matter. I seem to be making a lot more mess. There we go. Something quite satisfying about it seeing drop out. I don't know why, but yes, it's going to really push down. There's a lot of air in that. So right, I think it's time to get some more in. Just get some in there, and then we'll give it all a good push down with a rolling pin. There you go. Just give it a gentle push to start. As I say, never done this before, don't know how it's going to turn out. Could be a complete disaster, but you just don't know until you start trying. It's something I'd really would like to be able to get under my belt, because it would be really cool to do. I got some very good ideas, and I know the judge has got some cool 3D prints he wants to do in 3D. So if we can master this art, it would be very cool to see what we can come up with. As I say, there is some good ideas coming down the pipe, hopefully, if I can somehow work out how to do this. Other people can do it, so trial and error and just a lot of practice. Got to get there as well. Right. I think we'll get the rolling pin or the mallet on that now. Let's just bear with me a second. Right, might have a bit of a wobble, guys. little bit more on. That's compacted down nicely. Hopefully that's pushed all that fine sand that we sieved all around his head now, all around his swede should be covered nicely. So again, I'm not sure how tight I should go here, whether I should go rock solid or, but for the first go we'll see. We'll just, I can still just slightly press it, get my thumb in only slightly. If you see, that's about as much as I think, maybe a little bit more, just to see. I think that'll do it. Look at that. Well, that looks nice anyway. Right, I think what I'll do, I'll try and get rid of some of this. Make a little clean up. Get rid of that for a sec. Move this off to the side. Guys, there we have it. Now I think what I'll do now, I'm just going to go and grab a cup of tea and then we'll open that up and we'll see what we got. Back in a sec, guys. I'm just going to go and get a good back in a sec, guys. Just got to go and get a brew. Right, punks, just had a quick brew, so back into action now. I can ready to carry on. This might be a two or three tea job. Right, now what we'll do, we'll take it out, split it in half and see what's happened. It could be one whole mess, or I don't know. Let's just see. Right then, I'll put that one down first. I'll show you this guy first. That looks pretty cool. Now I'll tell you what, if I was just doing the half impression, just pouring it in just to get the flat back like what we've done before here, that's a lovely impression to do that on. Really is. There's a bit of breakage on the sides here, but I'm not really sure how that'll affect it, because when I put it back together I really don't know. And this is the other half. Obviously it's still stuck in. Now what I also need to do, I need to make a channel. Running from the item down there, so obviously the silver, the metal can pour in. Now I don't know whether I have to do it on both sides. I can't remember. I've watched, as I say, I've watched that many videos. So I think what I'll do, if I push, perhaps what I should have done is put that in and then put that one in, and I had the impression that's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Bit of a mistake there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put them back together and give them another push and see what happens. Ooh, some falling out there. There we go. Let's see what happens there. I don't know whether this is right or wrong, or oh, that stick moved. Good work. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, I've got it in that top one now. Yeah, as you can see, look. So we've got an impression going down, so that's where the silver's going to run down. Now I'm just going to make it a bit bigger, so we get a bigger gap. I mean, I'm not sure. %, exactly what I should be doing here, but they just make a channel for the silver to run through and down into the piece. I mean, that's pretty wide gap now, isn't it? I mean, Silver's going to run down there. Right. And obviously the same on that one over here. Let's push that in there. Let's bring it up a bit so you can see it. Sorry guys. Let's push that in there. And that makes the channel for the silver to run it up. Quite a bit come out there. But obviously you've got it that side, so there's a bit this side. So basically, that's where the silver's going to run into the mould when it's put together. Now hopefully that's going to work. I'm not sure, but we'll give it a go. As we say, it's very much trial and error. So what I'm going to do now is try and take this out of here and get them back together. And we'll have a look. Take a bit more sand out of this side bit here. Oh, it's exciting. Don't know what's going to happen. Just push that off. So, right guys, let's have a little go at getting this guy out of here now. Now I have seen people tap it on the online, and I presume it loosens it a little bit. So let's try that. Oh, he's in tight. Here he comes. Right, there you go. Right, there's a bit stuck to the side of his head there. Not exactly sure what that's going to mean to the pour. If you can see, a little bit stuck to the side, but looking inside, I can't see where it's actually come from. So I think he might be on the top bit on the way out. So I think what I'm going to do is get them both back together. Let's just push that on. I'm just concerned about whether there's a big enough gap for the silver to go through. It must be. Right, what I'm going to do now is put them back together and get my clamp them together, and then they'll be ready to get the furnace on and get some silver poured in, and we'll just see what happens. So I'll just give you another show of these. That's the first one. If you can see him there. There he is, that's the first half. With a little channel running through. And this is the back of his head. Right then. Right guys, I'll get them back together. And then I'll meet you over in the shed for some pouring. And fingers crossed, hopefully we get something that resembles that. I wouldn't hold your breath though. Right guys, as you can see, we're in the shed now at the pouring bench. Just waiting for the furnace to get up to temperature. We're up to 1031, so it won't be long now. As you can see here, I've got the flask all set up. I put a couple of elastic bands around it and didn't really hold it. I've got no metal wire to wrap round, which I've seen some people do on the internet. So all I had was some clamps, probably not the plastic clamps. Probably not the best thing to use, but it's all what I've got. So I've done elastic bands and I thought, oh, it's not tight enough. So then I've just clamped the clamps on the edge on these little divots that come out, and tried not to push any of the sand in, because when I first put the first clamp on it, I started doing it, I was like, oh no, I'm on the sand, which is just at the top here, and I thought, so I don't know whether that's affected inside at all, but hopefully it hasn't. Just my inexperience really. But this will be the first time I'm having a go at this. So what I'll do, guys and girls, fellow punks, as soon as the furnace is up to temperature and we've got the glow, I'll bring you back in and we'll do the pour. I haven't poured in one of these before like this, so I can see into it, so I can see a little hole, so hopefully it'll all go down and into the impression nicely. I'm not sure how the silver's going to react when it actually hits this cast. I presume this is cast iron with some sort of coating on. I think it's cast iron. It's very, very heavy. I'm expecting I might get some splatter, some, you know, bits and pieces flying up in the air. So I've got my safety goggles. got my good gloves as normal. So yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. So I'll get back to you as soon as the furnace is up to temperature. It's 1042 now, 1043. So shouldn't be too much longer. Right guys, we're almost there. We're up to temperature 1077 now. So I'll warm the tongs up, and by the time I've warmed these bad boys up, we'll be ready to get some in. Right guys, we're up to 1080 on the temperature. That means we're good to go. So this is pour number 8, Silver Punk pour number 8. Very first time trying with the flask together like this. So fingers crossed guys, wish me luck. Let's see what happens. Yep, we've got the glow. So we're ready to go. Oh, look at that glow, right? Wish me luck guys. Here goes, let's see. Oh, it's going in. Well, it all went in. So there we go. I can see it on the top. Obviously I don't think you guys can see the actual top, but it's just starting to solidify now. I'm not sure at all. We've got some smoke coming out the sides here, but yeah, there we have it. It's gone in. I'm not exactly, you can see some smoke coming through the edges there. Some bubbling on the top. So I think the best thing to do now, I'm not exactly sure how long I should be leaving it for. Some people open it pretty much a minute after, other people leave it for 10 minutes. So I think just to be safe, because I've never done it before, I'll leave it 10 minutes and then I'll come back to you and we'll open it up and we'll see how it's gone. Fingers crossed it's taken. I mean, the pour seemed to go okay, as you see, no splatter or anything like that, so that was a good sign. So fingers crossed we've got something we can work with. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Right guys, so we're back at it. I'll be honest with you, it's been about 7 minutes. I can't wait no longer. I'm too excited to crack it open and see what we've done. So let's have a look and see if we've got anything worth noting. Pour number 8. This first time doing this, so let's take the clamps off. This seems to be okay. Still got the gloves on because I presume it's still going to be very hot. The metal. I haven't tested it myself. Right. Just grab some scissors to get rid of the bands. I ain't mucking about with them. Oh. There we go, that's the bands off. So, the moment of truth then, I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know whether we're still going to get some smoke. I really don't know what to expect. Oh, some steam's coming out. I don't know if you can get to see that. Well, we've got something in there. There it is. I can't just grab him. Have you seen it? There he is. Obviously covered in black. What I'll do, I'll turn you around for the quench and I'll show you that. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like his hair's a bit, it's got some edging, some stuff around the edge, but that may be cleaned up. I think it's come out well. I'm well pleased, very pleased. Initial thoughts come out well, but I'll turn you around. I'm not sure whether we're going to get much of a quench, but we'll see. I'll see if I can zoom you in. We'll see what happens. So just having trouble picking it up guys. Right, so there we go. Oh yeah, quite a lot of black on him. Just drop him down for a second. I'll just turn the mould round. Right, I'll just leave him in there a second. What I'll do, I'll turn you around and show you the moulds. As you can see, really dark and black, burnt really well inside. Burnt really well inside. You can see the details I've got on both sides. So hopefully I'll grab him out of the water now and bring him over here and we'll have a look at him. Fortunately I haven't got my brush in here to give him a clean down, so I'll just use my hands, give him a quick rub with my hands. And we'll see. Let's just grab him out. Yeah. I haven't got a brush unfortunately out here, but I'll give you, obviously I will show you a lot more inside, but yeah, I'm really pleased with what I can see so far. I know you're still waiting, but here we go, guys. Now if you're getting him there on his sprue, I called it a spur in a video before, but on his sprue, there you go. What I'll do, I'll take him inside now, do some clean up, and I'll do some photographs just as he is now, and then we'll yeah, I'm lost for words. I'm pleased for the first attempt. It's got some bits around there, but we will have a closer look. I'm very happy for the first go. Not too shabby. So, right, Silver Punks, pour number 8. I think it's going to be a success after clean-up. So I'll see you inside, and we'll crack on. Right, guys. So here we are, back inside. Now I've given it a quick wash over, and as you can see, he's come out pretty well. I'll give him a little spin round so you can see him. There you go. I'm over the moon. I'm a bit lost for words. For the first attempt, I think he's come out very well. You can see the line down where the mould was together, but I'll sand that off. I'm going to do a lot of clean up. It's going to take me a while to get rid of some of those lines, and as you can see on the top of his head as well, we've got some. But yeah, I am just very pleased with the outcome for the first go using a casting flask. I think that's a real good result. And you can see we've got some clean up we've got to do down this side here. All this needs cutting off, and that bit there. So I'll get all rid of that. Maybe a little bit there. And obviously all that this needs lobbing off. This sprue knobbly bit at the bottom, that's coming off. And as for the detail, I think he's really good indeed. It's come out really well. So what I'll do now, I'll get on with the clean up, cut that off, give it a good polish, and then I'll give it a toning with a liver of sulphur, so we've got a nice, so we get all the bits and pieces. And then what I'll do, I'll come back to you guys and show you the finished products at the end. But that's our Silver Punk pour number 8, first attempt at casting in a flask, Albert Einstein, full portrait bust. I'll be back in a bit. Right, welcome back, guys. As you can see, Punks, it's come out really well, in my opinion anyway. It toned up really nice. I was able to cut the bit off the side, sanded it up. Still a line going down, but there's nothing I could do about that. Again, I think a bit more experience, I'll get it neater. But for the first go, very pleased. I mean, it weighs 247 grams, which is approximately 7.9 troy ounces, so a bit of a chunk. Heaviest thing I've poured so far. And yeah, Albert Einstein with a liver of sulphur toning. Very pleased. So that's pour number 8. And yeah, Silver Punks on the way up. Cheers, guys. See you soon.